Hope everybody is doing great, having a healthy and great day. Now, in second years, we have already completed advertisements and many of the grammar parts. Now, this is actually your CV, writing CV. Why this being included in your syllabus and what is actually meaning of CV and all, I'll explain it to you in this class. So welcome here once again for the explanation of your curriculum vitae. Students, normally nowadays minimum qualification for applying or for even going abroad has raised from 10th standard to intermediate, and government wanted at least intermediate student could able to write down their own CVs, can they able to fill up their own forms. That's why these type of things have been included in your syllabus to make sure that after passing your intermediate, if you want, you can do a part-time job or something, then you can go further for your studies. So here this curriculum vitae, it is what is curriculum vitae and resume. I'll explain it to you in detail, but the resume or the curriculum vitae all are the details about your own self. Now first we will go for the resume. The pronunciation should be not resume, it resume. A sound should come up, because I have not written here, but it should be like this a little bit to put a stress on resume. It is not the stress mark, but for the pronunciation, sake of pronunciation, we put this one to make the other person realize that this is what we are talking about, resume, not resume. Okay, resume has a different meaning, to start once again and all. This is resume, and in this resume, actually this is the French word. This is being taken from the French language. As you know, in our English, we have taken many words from the French language. Like one is envelope, which we normally mispronounced as envelope. It is envelope. And the next is entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is actually being pronounced by Indians, most Indians, as entrepreneur. It is entrepreneur. Entrepreneur, envelope, this is resume. This in original language, what is the pronunciation, we have to pronounce in that way, and this word being taken from French. What is the meaning of this word? It means the summary of abstract. A summary you are giving which is not seen, which is not being seen by the other persons. That is abstract, which is not concrete. You cannot touch, you cannot see. Okay, that is abstract. So this is the summary of abstract. Where it is used in industries. Normally, for applying for a job in industry, people would like to write down the resume, and even the owners, and even you can say the persons, those who are conducting the interviewers, they also need the resume. Okay, for industries. Normally, it consists of one page. Not more than that, one page. Normally it could have one page. Next, it has summary of one's personal, academic and professional details. Personal details means your name, father's name, your date of birth, then your residential address or the place of residence. That is academic. What are your academic qualifications? Like how much you have studied, where you have studied, in which year you have passed, that also counted. And if you have certain professional or technical skills, that also after the academic qualification you have to write down this one. And there is extra thing in resume that you have to write down one covering letter. Covering letter, after completing the resume, one covering letter would be given to the person or the employee. The employer would write down to the employer, to the person under whom you want to work. You would have to write down the whole details about yourself and why you need the job and how do you prove your efficiency over there, how could you prove your experiences there, and what your strengths and weaknesses, that you have to mention it out. And one main thing which have to be remembered by everybody while writing the resume or any of the curriculum vitae or any of the things, just remember it out that never give any false information, because as it is said that first impression is the last. It lasts for long, till lifetime. We cannot change the first impression what we got of a person. So there is a need for us to understand this and never give any false information, because whatever the info you are giving, obviously they can cross check it out, and if they find it false, what the impression of the employee could be. First, at the first step only, the people would realize, the employer would realize that this person is not supposed to be it's not supposed to be a reliable person. So there is a need that to build up trust, we need to give the honest information or real, not the fake or false information. In the covering letter, very frankly, we have to write down whatever we are expecting and whatever the things we can able to perform, that could be given in the resume. Okay, so what are the things in resume? It can be used in industry, 1 page, and it has the summary of the employee's personal, academic and professional details, plus 1 covering letter after the completion of the resume. It is a French word, meaning is summary of abstract. Okay, I hope everybody has got it very clearly. Now we'll move on to the curriculum vitae. It should be pronounced as Vitae, same way in resume, like that, curriculum vitae. I have heard many of the variety of pronunciations related to this one, but it is wrong. Pronounce in this way. If you have any problem in understanding the pronunciation, please refer to the dictionaries where it is being written in phonetics, because you are in second years, you should be aware that how to read the phonetics. So here this is curriculum vitae. What is actually, this word is being taken from Latin. It means Latin language and it means course of life. Okay, it means the course of life. By seeing this meaning itself, we are getting an idea that it could be lengthier than resume. Okay, it is a brief account, brief but much more details than resume. Brief account, it gives education and the other qualifications. Educational plus technical plus other qualifications could be given, whatever you have the qualifications into yourself, plus experiences. If you have any of the previous experiences of the same type of job or the other job, that to be included. The next is the additional details. Some people learned additional languages, different languages. Some people have different like hobbies, strengths, weaknesses. That details to be added over here, additional details. If you are interested somewhere in the sports, you have achieved something in the sports and all, that could be added into here. Next is, it consists of 2 or more pages. That means a little bit lengthier compared to resume. Okay. And this is being used especially for academic positions. That means for a job of a teacher, professor, lecturer, or any related to principal, vice principal, anywhere. That type of the academic positions. If you want an academic position, you have to write on your CV. Okay. Now, first resume would be written for industries, CV would be written for the academic positions. Now, next we'll move on to the biodata. Biodata is actually originated in India only. It actually means, biodata means biographical information. The person's biographical information. It is used in small companies and government agencies because it has originated in India. It is being used in government agencies as well as the small companies. So this also being written for applying the jobs, and especially when you are applying for the small companies or you have to apply for the government agencies, you can write down the biodata, which is not so much in detail. It could be a precise one. Okay. Next is, fourth is profile. A profile is a brief biography, very brief biography, your name, your father's name, date of birth, place of birth, and whatever it is there, where you are residing at present, and what are the languages you know, few details of yourself plus your academic qualifications. And in some companies they want the employees to write down the profile, to present their profile. So what is the from where it is originated? It is an Italian word. It means a portrait. A portrait has a restricted frame. Okay, portrait, a picture, a photograph could be, you have seen that type of, that means it itself is showing that it is a portrait, could be a restricted, limitations would be given, like it should not be in detail, it should not be much more like 2 pages, 3 pages it is going on, it should not be lengthy, it should be very short and very in a precise manner it has to be written. This is the profile. Okay, how many we have studied now? Resume, curriculum vitae, biodata and profile. In your syllabus, you mostly they may ask you this curriculum vitae or resume. Now what in the examination would be asked and what you have to write it down, that we will discuss it here. The key points I am giving it to you. If you remember, while explaining advertisement, I have told you that the advertisement will be given and you have to read the advertisement carefully, and I suggested you to read into your readers and study material. The same thing you would have to do that. They will give you one of the advertisement. Like if you have a habit of reading the newspaper, you can understand my point very easily. If you don't have, after watching this video, immediately check it out in the newspaper, any of the newspaper, either in English, Urdu, Telugu, whichever language you want to read, some advertisement would be given related to either technical positions or the academic positions from the colleges, from the schools, from the companies. They may require some or the other person, empty vacancies, or it would be written as attention required so and so people for positions, whatever that advertisements are there. Or sometimes they normally write down the name of a company or the college in the top, then required these positions and these type of the candidates, vacancies for the candidates who has these qualities, these qualifications, everything would be given in detail. So when we are writing our resume or curriculum vitae or biodata, anything, we have to read the advertisement very carefully, whether are we matching to the advertisement or not. So always read the advertisement carefully. In the examination, you have to read the advertisement carefully and understand that what is the requirement they ask. That is your second point. Understand the requirement, what they need. If they are asking that I need an engineer with civil degree of civil engineering, civil, the person who has completed. So you have to assume yourself as the civil engineer who is applying for the so and so post. Okay, whatever it is requirement. If they ask for BSc B.Ed teacher for the higher classes, so you have to assume yourself as the BSc B.Ed teacher. That you have to understand the requirement. When you will understand, if you read carefully. So first you read carefully, then understand the requirement, then send what asked. That means write down what is being asked. Like if they are telling you, read the following advertisement and prepare a CV. So you should prepare a CV. If they ask you prepare a resume following this advertisement, or in reply to this advertisement prepare a resume. So what you have to prepare? A resume. If they are asking for biodata, you have to go for biodata. That means that if they are asking for a CV and you are writing the heading as resume, means you will get the 0 marks. For scoring better marks, you have to go through these things carefully. Okay. The next is educational qualifications should be written in reversed chronology. Reversed chronology means, suppose like you have, now you are doing your intermediate, first you have done your SSC, but when you are writing, you have to write down the last degree as the first one. So here if they are asking you for one of the, like they said BSc B.Ed, okay, in this type of requirement of the advertisement, when you are preparing the CV, you have to write down B.Ed first, then BSc, then Inter, then SSC. Even though the person has completed SSC first, Inter second, BSc, then B.Ed, but when writing, we have to start from the last degree to the first. This is called reverse chronology. Okay, if you are going from direct from SSC, Inter, degree, and this is not, that is correct chronology, but we are writing from the reverse chronology. And if you write down in this way only, you will get the marks. You have to write down the last degree as the first one, then you have to follow the till the SSC, till SSC would be the last one in your curriculum vitae or resume anywhere. That is, educational qualifications could be in the reversed chronology. The next is that if they are in need of technical skills, you have to create and you have to mention those in the CV or resume. Technical skills means related to computer, related to any other profession. If they are asking you any of the technical skills you have, so you would have to create and mention it into the CV. It looks difficult, but it is not difficult. When you do the practice, you find it very easy. So I hope you have understood resume, CV, biodata, as well as your profile plus the key points. So in the next class, I'll give you one of the answer for the advertisement and how to prepare it in the examination. So check it out, your study material on page number 117, where it is being written very carefully and mention it out that all the details. Few details are there in the reader itself on page number 168, and so refer to those both the things and you can get an idea. After reading, understand it and you will get an idea. So in the next class, we'll continue the explanation related to curriculum vitae. By the time, take care, have a nice day.